Welcome everybody joining in. Good to see you guys. Let me know if you have done a live stream before. Cheryl is saying, I can hear you better now. Yeah, I think it was a bit low on audio. So that we got that fixed. Okay, cool. So everybody else joining in, let me know if you have done a live stream before or not. If you're considering doing one, let me know that. If you've done one before, let me know that. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and bring in two of my clients. Jeff Blight is saying not very well. Jeff, I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. And I hope it's not too much because I'm turning it up quite a bit. And then we have a bit of a lag. So by the time your answers get to me, Gregory is saying, I have not. Okay. Gregory, also let me know if you would like to do a live stream. So if that's something that is on your radar of things that you want to achieve, let me know that as well. Hey, Katrine, how are you? Katrine is saying hello from Norway. I hope the weather is nice there because it is sweltering hot here. So I am assuming that it is. Okay, Jeff is saying yes, which I'm going to assume the audio is a little bit better now. Thank you. Okay, cool. So I would love to bring on my clients, and you guys can feel free to ask them questions as well. You can ask me questions, you can ask them questions because they are actually going live on their channels within this week. And we have been prepping them and preparing them for this entire month. So you're going to get kind of like an inside view on how I prepare my clients to go live. What are the kind of things we discuss? What are the kind of things you want to keep in mind before you actually press that go live button, which can look really big, red, and scary? And when you do that, what are the things to keep in mind? And then, even then, things are going to go wrong. How do you handle all of that kind of stuff? So we're going to be, oh my gosh, now Jeff is like, turn it down. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Dear Woke Christian is saying, looks like a great segment. Yes, it's going to be great, but short, but great. Okay. So I'm going to bring on Cheryl first. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello, hello.
Okay, I can hear you perfectly fine. So that is really, really good. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's such a great topic, and I'm excited to do my first live stream on YouTube at the end of the week.
Yay! Okay, guys, if you want to clap for Cheryl or give her a thumbs up or some kind of encouragement, go ahead and do that now because this is going to be her first live stream. What's the date that you set for your live stream?
Friday, April 29th.
Friday is a good day to go live.
Yes,
I always think it's a relaxing day to go live because everyone's like
it is.
prepping for, after work as the weekend is starting. It's a great day to go live. So if you guys want
Right.
to give Cheryl some encouragement, go ahead and do that in the chat. I'm going to bring on my other client. Hi, Devika.
Hi, can you hear
How?
me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Okay.
How are you?
Good, good. I'm looking forward to how I am on this one. So, kind of nervous.
Butterflies in the stomach. Gotta have like something to drink nearby because like the first thing that happens when I go live is my throat goes dry. Like, let me know. Does that happen to anybody? Like, I used to chew gum until I started getting very gaseous.
Oh
Everything has
no.
side effects, right? So I read somewhere chewing gum is like really, really bad for getting gases. And I was like, okay, maybe not. So now it's back to water.
Water is important, I think, to have like right here, just in case, right? Just in case something happens.
Exactly, exactly. So, okay, guys. So, I'm going to walk you guys through the last 3 weeks of what I've been doing with my clients, and they're going to tell you their firsthand experience of my coaching. Let's hope it was good. We have no idea. We'll find out. Okay. When we started this journey, so what we do is they're inside my membership program, and what we do every single month is we pick a topic and we go all in for 4 weeks. We do a dedicated, in-depth training slash learning slash Q&A slash implementation on that particular topic. So April was live streaming month. And so how we started was the first thing that we talked about was, okay, why do you want to go live? What is the goal? Like, why? What are we hoping to accomplish from all of this? So while my clients tell you what their motivations were, go ahead and put your motivation in the chat. Why do you want to go live? So, Cheryl, let's start this off with you. What was your motivation? Tell everybody, what are you hoping to accomplish by doing live streams on YouTube?
So you and I have been working together for, I think, a little over a year. And through our work together, I've started to become more consistent with creating content on YouTube. So roughly once a week, I put out videos, roughly. And you put this idea in our head a couple of months ago that if you were able to create a live stream once in a while, then that can take the place of a pre-recorded video. And I was like, okay, that's a great idea. And so my motivation is that I want to stay consistent on YouTube. I
Yeah.
see real value in the work that we're putting out there. My clients are getting results, and this live stream option means that I don't have to create as much pre-recorded content, which takes so much time. So that's my motivation, is a little bit of a time saver and an ability to connect with our audience.
Yeah.
That's both of them.
Yeah. So Cheryl, if you haven't guessed already, likes to work smart, not hard. And so which
Sometimes.
is what I love as well. So if there's any way that I can get away from like editing videos and like doing all the, hours and hours of work, then a live stream is actually a great option. But there's actually more prep work involved in live stream, but less post production work. In fact, hardly any post production work. Okay. Gregory is saying to engage more with my audience. That's also a really, really great reason to go live because, you can see more personality in a live stream. Like in a recorded video, especially a really closely edited one, oftentimes some chunks of our personality kind of get, I don't know, cut, even though we may not. We think we want to look professional. And so we edit out our blunders, we edit out our mistakes, we edit out all these things that make us look a little bit more human. And so I feel that in a live stream, Gregory, you're absolutely right. It just makes you engage more, it makes you more you almost. Okay, over to Devika. What was your goal for live streaming? And guys, let me know in the chat what is the reason why you want to go live or test it out for your channel.
First of all, I think engagement is better. Then you're having a conversation. It's easier than a recorded video because you are trying to be perfect, and that's quite challenging. The second is, of course, that I feel that the post production, which is the editing and the technical aspect of it, is very uncomfortable. And also when you're going live, I believe that you get immediate feedback, so you know where you're where you are, the general direction of where you should be, how comfortable you can be with the crowd and stuff like that. So feedback is really interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Stephen here is saying, I've been thinking about live stream for an open forum reports to my board of directors in the time tested town hall forum or like a fireside chat. I think that's a great way to kind of dip your toes into the world of live streaming by going live with people who you would maybe normally have like a Zoom meeting with, but you want to kind of broadcast that to a wider network. So that's also a really great way. And then bringing in more people to see your interaction, kind of like what we're doing here, right? This is like a live stream. This is like a coaching call within a live stream within a coaching call. I swear it's meta. I swear. Okay. Lawrence is saying, in the past, when I went live, it was to work on being comfortable in front of the camera and stay relaxed. That is really so hard to do. In fact, I've done a few live streams this year already, plan to do a lot more, and it always is nerve wracking before you go live. But obviously, the only way to get over that is to get more and more comfortable with the tech, more and more comfortable with the content, and just more comfortable with messing up. Just That is such a way to just throw yourself off the deep end. Okay, so that is the first thing that we discussed. Week one, we really charted out our goals. Okay, what are we hoping to accomplish? And a couple of other things that we discussed were how long should the live stream be, what kind of frequency can we maintain, like do we want to do this on a regular basis or a one-off basis, what kind of format, what kind of tech to use. So let's dive into some of those things right now. Hello, styling with Gigi Faizan. Good day to you as well. And thank you for everyone joining in. We're talking about live streaming. If you're just joining in, let me know in the chat if you have done a live stream before. Type yes. If you haven't, type no. And if you want to, let me know that you want to do one. I have my clients slash guests here with me, Cheryl and Devika, and we're talking about their journey on getting comfortable with going live. So they're giving you their first-hand experiences. So Devika, let's start off the next segment with you. Tell me about what were your biggest fears well you when you started to think, okay, I want to go live, but what was stopping you at that point?
My biggest fear is technical. I have a feeling that, I go live and it will not work, something will crash, I'll not be able to figure out, and I'll get anxious and nervous. That's, I think, spiraling down because of technical issues. That is my biggest fear.
Yeah. Um, who here had that same fear? So first of all, I think we have to know that definitely that is something that not only is a fear, but it probably will happen. So whether we get to the next question, okay, so when the worst happens, what does it look like? And what will happen if the worst actually comes to pass? Like our worst fears actually come to pass. We fail, the tech fails. Like in my last, I think last to last live stream, I started off with no audio. That's a tech fail. In this one, I started off with very low audio. I could call that a tech fail. And there are like bigger boo boos that happen as well. So, how do you feel? How do you think you're going to feel when they actually happen? You're going to get all flustered, or because we're talking through it, do you think it's going to be just a case of, oh, I just need some more practice? Devika, amen on the tech worries. Devika, see, other people have the same worries as you.
I'm glad.
But
I'm not
yeah,
alone in this.
you're not alone in this. You are absolutely not alone. Cheryl, let me come to you and ask you deepest, like, oh my God, what if this happens? What was your fear?
I am still fearful that when I go live on Friday, that it will just be me and me. And and you've helped me really work through that. If it is just me, it's completely fine
Yeah.
because I've planned for things to talk about. I've planned to add value to my audience. And if they're not there live, then maybe they'll join on the replay, or whenever the live is over, they'll get to enjoy that at a later date. So there doesn't necessarily need to be a live audience. But that was my big fear, that no one would show up and what will I do? But you've really helped me figure out how to manage that. So if people are there, fabulous. If they're not, no worries.
Okay, let's go a little bit deeper into that. So, if somebody over here right now has that same fear, that nobody's going to show up on my live stream, so what would you tell them?
Well, I would tell them that make sure that you've planned out what you're going to say in your live presentation, whether it's a training or if it's a Q&A, have some questions to answer ahead of time in case no real live questions come up. Do
That
some
was
practice
key, right?
runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do some practice runs ahead of time and kind of have an idea of what you would do if nobody does show up, because people might show up whenever they show up. They may show up in the beginning, they may show up in the middle, they may show up at the end, and all of that is fine. And you have to be okay with handling all of those possibilities and kind of
Yeah.
get your mind right before you actually go live.
Yeah. And I think what you said about the questions thing, that was one of my really biggest saving factors in that, okay, if nobody actually shows up, I'm just going to have some questions that I've either sourced from somewhere else or that I've
Mhm.
come up with that I think people should ask about this topic. And I'm just going to go ahead and answer those questions. I mean, who's going to know? I'll just say, and John sent me this question. Okay, no, I didn't take any names, but I did. I was like, okay, these are the questions that we'll answer.
Yep,
Okay,
I'll be doing
let me
that.
read some of your comments. So, Cheryl, love that confirmation of planning things to speak about so that even in the replay there is value. Great advice. Exactly. Okay, and Katrine is saying it's funny, but some of my clients really aren't comfortable with being imperfect on video. I really think it's the best, and it's really a great relief coming through that. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that. It's such a great thing to really feel like you should be getting over that. So let's talk about, okay, why do we feel, and you guys just let me know, Devika and Cheryl, and you guys in the chat, let me know, why do we feel, where does this fear come from that we need to be perfect on a live stream? Like, what, why do we feel that everything has to be, otherwise what, otherwise what's going to happen? Go, Cheryl. What do you think is going to happen if we're not like, if we're not perfect?
I mean, I think you see on social media other people looking perfect, and I think we and in general we are like we have this comparisonitis, and we're like, well, I want to be like that person. I want to be like that person,
Yeah.
and really, truly, the people you do connect with are people who are real, who mess up, who say and ah a little bit, and who mess up their words sometimes, but really come from the heart. I
Mhm.
also think there's maybe a time and a place. I mean, there are certain videos that you do want to be polished and perfect, but something like a live stream allows you to let your guard down a little bit and focus more on what you need to say as opposed to how you say it.
Yeah. Okay, that's really, really great. Carrie is saying, I just found you yesterday and I'm binging your content. Nice to find you live. Thank you so much for being here, Carrie. It is nice to be live, and I think I'm going to be doing another live stream on Friday. So mark your calendars. But to the point that Cheryl was saying is that really comparisonitis, right? We compare ourselves to everybody else who looks perfect. So I think the opposite of that is like more imperfect people. Like we need to see people failing online. We need to see people
Mhm.
messing up and getting back up. We need to see people having trouble but still trying again. And why not start with ourselves? Like let's be the example that we want other people to see. What do you think, Devika?
I think messing up is good, and messing up also brings a lot of support. So I did a test run one of the lives. I think it was on LinkedIn, and
Yeah.
I just started. I was just trying to. I started clicking things, and I went live, and I said, "Hey, I'm live." And lots of people. I said, "I don't know what I'm doing. The camera is really bad. There's lighting is bad, but I just wanted to see it. If it's working." And there was so much support. It was so
Yeah.
encouraging, and it was fine actually. And so that that immediate response and immediate support means a lot. I mean, just look at the number of comments we're getting here, and it's so we're all in it together. It kind of feels like that.
We are.
Yes,
I love that feeling that
I love that.
I think the biggest takeaway here is like she went live on LinkedIn and she thought it was going to be a disaster, but actually she received a lot of support. And so you never know, because the thing is that when you own your vulnerability and let people know, hey, this is my first time doing this, the chances are that people are going to come and say, you know what, it's okay, this is your first time doing it, we're here to support you, you know. And
Mhm.
we feel like the opposite is going to happen. We feel like, oh, this is your first time and you don't look perfect. Like, who are you even, like, why are you even here? You can't even teach you, you're not an expert unless you look perfect. And we
Yeah.
have this fear that that's what is expected of us, but really the reality is refreshingly better. The reality
True.
is that we're all human and everybody is forgiving. And when you announce that it's your first live stream, you actually get more sympathy and more empathy than you would if you were trying to be perfect and trying to cover up everything. which brings me to the tech, because that was like one of the biggest things that we talked about. And somebody had a question here as well, kind of tech related. So let me just answer that before I lose the question. So Stephen is asking, how does the countdown to showtime work? I'm assuming once scheduled, your subs will be notified. Not always. So when I'm doing like a very dedicated live stream, like I'm doing a training or something, I will always email my subscribers and my email list and let them know that I'm going to be doing a live stream. I will put it up on my YouTube community page, which I did today, but just at the last minute because this is a bit of an impromptu live stream. Okay. Um, some other questions. Let's answer these as they come in. Watching others' lives who have lost their camera, hearing someone lose their train of thought, have trouble bringing up sharing screen, etc., which we just went through off camera, shows that we can all be imperfect and we can still support them. Awesome. Such a great sentiment. Okay. Another fear coming up is the feeling of looking and feeling unprepared. And really, you want to prepare, so even when things go wrong, you have a backup. You know, okay. So, and the worst case scenario is you can say, okay, you know what, I didn't expect this to happen, and I'm not quite sure what to do next. Just be honest. I think if every single thing fails, your prep fails, your points go out of your head, you have a completely blank stare, you have no idea what to do next, you don't know how to fix a problem. I think the best thing is to just be honest and say, you know what, this is happening. I don't know how to fix this. Let's reschedule it. Or give me 10 more minutes. Just be honest with the people. Once I remember I was doing this challenge. This was February 2021. I was doing the love video challenge. Yes, Valentine's Day. And people waited for me for 20 minutes while I figured some technical glitch out. 20 minutes, guys. I mean, who does that, right? But I was so grateful that my audience allowed me that time and space.
I would like to add here that Salma prepared us really well. So we are prepared with content,
Yeah.
like how to prepare. That's so all of the pre live stuff was fantastic. So we are prepared well, you know, and I'm sure that it will all go well.
Well, I
Yeah.
will second and third that actually, Devika and Salma, that the way you've prepared us
Yeah.
was so key. And I would never have thought of the things that she thought of that have helped us make that path smoother. I will tell you that if it was left up to me, the live would have happened like in the summertime, like summertime 2023. But the way Salma is like, okay, this is what you need to do. And she's like set the table for us that we have to do it this week, Devika. Like we have to, don't we? Like,
I'm actually going to ask you guys to pass it on. So some of the
oh,
things that you've learned,
yeah.
let's start passing it on to everybody
Okay.
here today. And let's walk them through the second thing that I wanted to talk about. So the first one was setting all these goals, understanding why, getting over the fear, all of that mindset stuff, right? The second thing was the tech. So I made both of you do a test live stream. So
Yeah.
on YouTube, it's really easy to do a test live stream. You can do this on Instagram, I believe, as well, where you go live privately, right? So that's a great, great way to test your setup, your mic, your video, get comfortable, and nobody is really notified. If you want to send the link to, let's say, your spouse or your friend or somebody just to help you practice, you can do that, right? So you can go live on an unlisted video. And so both of you did test live streams, and I have a page worth of feedback here from you. Like what happened. So I made two columns. What they loved is over here, and what they didn't love is a much longer list over here. Okay, so why don't you guys tell me what you loved about going live? And Cheryl, why don't you start this one off? What did you love about your test live stream, and what did you not love, and how did we work through that?
Okay. The love part, and this is the part you forget until you actually go live,
Excuse me.
is you're a lot clearer when you're under the microscope, if you will. Like if you know that even though it wasn't like live, it was a fake live, when you're in that moment, you actually speak a lot more clearly. You kind of have a focus, and I think you speak better. And it's more, you're more of the person you are, as opposed to when you're like sitting in front of a camera doing a pre-recorded video. So I love that part. I didn't love the part, like I didn't love the platform I was using. So I realized that I kind of needed to find another one. So I won't mention platforms unless you want me to, Salma, but I realized that I didn't like the camera, I didn't like the angle, I didn't like the way I looked necessarily. So I need to figure a little bit of that out a little bit more before we start on Friday, before my live on Friday. But the tech part of it was not an issue for me before, but once we did the live, like the fake live, I realized I needed to do a little bit more work on that.
That's the fake life. Okay. So you heard her. She was like, I think this is an important step for everybody to do. Like, you have to do a fake live. And I think one other thing that happened in our thing was also that we talked a lot about how to fix the tech part of it, because a lot of it was, lighting and audio and all of that. But before I tell you the tips on that, Devika, why don't you get on and tell me, what did you love about the tech test live stream, and what did you not love at all?
Um, I like that I was comfortable. I was surprisingly more comfortable when I'm speaking, and but when I'm speaking to a camera and it's live, it's more comfortable. I'm not planned anything. It's just rambling. Rambling is always comfortable. But what I didn't like was how I looked. The camera was the computer, the MacBook Pro camera, and I looked like I was in some dark, depressing dungeon, and that was like so depressing. And so I didn't like that. Yeah, I mean, I was comfortable, and of course, when we did the live, I was not prepared. We didn't go through that session with Salma where she prepared us with the structures and how you should be, with the content of it, how you need to be prepared with the content. So most of it was really rambling. Now, having prepared the content the way Salma explained it to us, I think that there would be more structure, there would be more conversation, there would be more gravitas to what we want to say.
What a great word, gravitas.
I love
Okay,
that.
cool. So okay, so for you guys in the chat, let me know if you have done a live stream, or you have done a test live stream. What are the tech things that are holding you back? So let's walk through how we can fix this. So the three primary reasons why you might not like yourself on a live stream, like how you look, like your setup, is down to three things, right? The first is your internet speed. And so what we did with Devika and Cheryl is that we went and tested their internet speed. And I told them that it needs to be at least 30 Mbps for the upload speed, right? Downloads are usually higher, but for the upload speed. So you need that minimum speed to be able to do that live stream. Otherwise, it's going to buffer a lot. It's going, cut out from the
Mhm.
content, and people are just not going to be able to enjoy your live stream. So that was the first thing that we fixed. The second thing is that you need to be able to have a system that is optimized for processing, right? Higher processing power. So, for example, my MacBook sitting there on the desk right over there is kind of old, and I can do Zoom calls great with it, but when I do live streams with it, it can't handle the processing power needed for a live stream. So I'm using a Mac Mini right now to live stream. So you definitely do need to figure out if your computer might be causing the problem. The other alternative to that is just using this little thing. It was just lying around there. This is a great device to go live with, guys. If you don't have enough processing power on your desktop or your PC or your MacBook or whatever, going live with your phone is such a great option to use. Low tech, high value. Okay. And the third thing we talked about was live streaming software. So if you have under 1,000 subscribers, then you can't go live on YouTube using your desktop. I'm sorry, using your phone. Sorry. using your phone. So, in order to circumvent that, and if you want to go live before having 1,000 subscribers, you can use a service like a third party live streaming service. So, in this case, I am using Restream, and I put a link down in the description below for Restream if you want to go check it out. They have a free trial. You can go live, you can test it out. And all it does is you need a one click connection to YouTube. You connect your YouTube channel and then you can go live. And there are other tools that do that. StreamYard is another one. Melon, I did a review on Melon. That's another one. So if you use a third party live streaming software, then you can go live on YouTube even if you don't have 1,000 subscribers. So that's the tech part that we talked about. And did you guys feel better once we figured out all the tech and you did a stream and then it was like a good internet speed and you could figure out, okay, it actually works now?
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So let's answer a few more quick questions. Yes, I did a test live. My first error was using earbuds and putting them in after I connected the mic, which then defaulted to earbud mic, which was more muffled. Yeah, these are the kind of things that you can't find in a manual. You have to actually do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And another question from Alan is any tips to increase the views of the recorded replay of a live stream? I noticed that my recorded live stream has fewer views compared to my regular video upload, I guess because it's longer. So, a couple of things that you can do, Alan, is to segment your live stream and cut it up and use that for actual recorded videos. So you can download your live stream. Like for example, right now I'm using Restream, and this live stream is actually being recorded on the computer as well. So I can download that recording and I can take out chunks from it. So for example, when we were talking about the fears of live streaming, I could just add an intro and an outro to that, and that could be like packaged as a separate video. So you can repurpose your live streams if you want more views from them. But if you just want replays of the live stream, then I would suggest adding chapters. Because if a live stream is like 45 minutes long or like an hour long, and people don't really know when you're going to get to what point. So, adding chapters inside your live stream after the event is over is a great way for people to be able to jump to the relevant parts of your live stream that they really want to see. And this is great for teaching live streams when you are actually delivering content and it's not just, chit chat. So, let me know what else you guys have in. Do you guys have any tips for increasing anything else we can do? Maybe sending it out on email.
Yeah, I
What?
mean, social content can
Mhm.
also help draw people to your channel and then
Yeah.
that live stream in particular. But you gave us some great ideas as to sharing it through email and making sure that they know before and after that live stream that it's available and ready for them to watch.
Yeah. So, okay, so great questions. Okay, my next thing that we talked about with my clients and I want to talk about with you guys as well. So, we put down our goals, we hopefully got over our fears, we did our test live stream, and the next thing that we did together was we planned the live stream. And I'm a planner nerd, like literally hashtag planner nerd. If even if things don't go according to plan, I still get comfort from having a plan. Like if it's there, I feel like, oh, okay, whatever happens, I can sort of just check my planning. And like right now, I just keep checking, okay, I talked about this, I talked about this. Okay, now this is next. So I have this, it's almost like a map in my mind that, okay, this is my plan for this particular live stream. And so having that is going to eliminate a lot of the butterflies in your stomach because you're going to be like, okay, first I'm going to talk about this, then I'm going to talk about this, and then I'm going to talk about this. So, Devika, why don't you start us off on this next section? How did you plan your live stream? Tell us about the format, why you chose that format, and how you structured your particular live stream. And you guys in the chat, let me know how would you plan your live streams. All right, Devika, off to you.
So I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to give all the credit to Salma because she provided this structure. So if you are going to think that I am the one who's got it all sorted, you have to actually speak to the planner nerd, and she has the format as to how to do this. So because I'm a leadership strategist, I took one aspect of leadership, which was motivation, and put together questions around motivation that somebody would have asked me previously, or that often comes up in coaching, or issues that would come up in motivating a team, motivating yourself, motivating people who are not your direct reports. So I put them together and club them together, and that's how we structured the questions. And after which Salma took us through how to actually write the email to to promote our live stream. So this there was structure around social media posts, emails, and how many are required, how often do you want to go about putting them. So I think Salma is the right person to coach you on that. I just say that I am, to a large extent, sorted. The only thing is that I have to just muster up some courage and show up, and that's what I'm going to do. That's all.
Yay! So to give you guys a little bit of context, we discussed different formats of going live. So Devika chose the Q&A format, which is kind of like what we're doing here today, right? So you have like questions, you can invite guests. So there are all these different ways. You can do trainings, you can do Q&As, you can have guest interviews, you can be solo and just, pretend like it's a recorded video. So there are all of these different structures that you can do when you're planning your live stream. And which one you choose really comes back to your goals. If you want to build community, then a Q&A would be like a great. If you want to educate people on something, then a training would be like a great form of doing a live stream, right? So let's talk a little bit about what structure from these four structures that I mentioned to you guys, which one appeals to you the most? Do you want to do a Q&A where you just answer your like questions are coming in the chat and you're just answering the questions, which requires you to be really like on the fly, like ability to be able to answer questions? Like, is that the kind of live stream you want to do? Is a training the kind of live stream that you want to do? You just want to show up there with slides and a presentation and just give a training? Do you want to do like an interview, have other people join your live stream and have it more conversational? Or do you just want to do like a live stream in place of a recorded video? Like, you don't want to do a recorded video and all the hassle that goes with it, so you're just going to do a live stream. So let me know, which of these four formats do you want in your beginner live streams, let's say? Okay, Cheryl, I'm going to go over to you and ask you that what format did you choose for your live stream, and walk us through how you planned that out.
Okay. Well, we were able to do it on our call last week, and you said to us, sit down, you're going to map this out, and this is what you're going to talk about. So we said, okay. And my topic is how to make time to create videos. So I work with leaders and corporate executives to help them create, to help them to get on video, to get on camera. Not so much create video content, but for them really to get comfortable on video. And part of it is making the time to create that content. And so that's what this training is going to be about. And I think it's going to be a training. I've been kind of thinking back and forth between a Q&A where I supply the questions or just a training. And I think I'm just going to go with a straight training for my first live stream next week.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for your kind of content because you are naturally such an expert in your field. And if you are an expert and you have a lot of ideas that you want to share, then a training live stream is a great way to start off with. And it also reduces the pressure of how many people are showing up or nobody's asking me any questions. You kind of eliminate that because you're like, I'm here to give you this value. It's valuable on the replay as well. So that's like a great live stream to start off with if you actually are an expert in your subject and you don't want to field a lot of questions. For other people, Q&A is perfect for conversational live streams and stuff. All right, let's go to the chat and see some of your comments. So Katrina is saying, I plan my live streams this way. First, I make the invite to people, both on email or Facebook events. Then before I go live, I study what I want to talk about. Then I have a video countdown. Perfect. Okay. And I have a great question over here. What are the links for Cheryl and Devika's channels? Guys, why don't you go ahead and put your channel links in the comments, and then after the live stream is over, I'll put them back in the description as well. So anybody watching on the replay can access them
Oh,
as well.
thank
Otherwise, you know
you.
what? You guys can just go to YouTube and Google them. Yeah. Hopefully I prepared them well. So if you go to
Hopefully you'll
youtube.com
find
and
them.
type in Cheryl Tan Media. Cheryl's channel should come up. And Devika Das leadership, then Devika would
Yeah.
be coming up. Okay, let's take some more of your questions. Let's take this next question. Planning. I began networking. My first live will be when I retire and I have my first guest scheduled. And I'm setting up others in advance with the subject that is in their niche. I'm excited and nervous. Yes, that is such a great way to plan it. Having guests is really a great way to have someone to talk to so that you get that conversational element going in. Amazing. Okay, Katrine is saying that I want to do Q&As, trainings, and guests. I like all of them, actually. Yeah, the more the merrier, and you get lots of practice in doing all different kinds. Okay, and the Little Mouse production is saying, I'm in the kids segment. I never tried the live side. I was thinking of streaming my videos, but I would imagine it would be much easier than a live performance. Cheers, ladies. Well, you never know until you actually give it a chance. So I would say try both. Try recorded videos and try live streaming and then kind of see, okay, what really, really works for you. Okay. Styling with uh Gigi's place on is saying this is a great training. Thanks to each of you. Really, thank you to my clients for agreeing to come on this because otherwise it would just have been me talking the entire time. So we made it a bit more diverse. Okay, guys. So I'm going to now ask you guys a quick little question in the chat. This is for everybody. Okay. After this entire discussion, everything, if you are pumped to do a live stream, put it on the calendar. There is no other way that you're actually going to get over all the fears and all that we talked about. So my question for you is, what date are you going to do a test live stream on? It doesn't even have to be public. I'm not even going to tell you to go ahead straight on public, but just tell me, what date are you going to do a live stream on? It could be private, public, unlisted, 2 seconds long, 2 hours long. It really doesn't matter. But give me a date. Give me an actual date that you are going to commit to, and then you can actually do a live stream because that is the only way to push yourself and really, really learn by doing. I can give you a book on live streaming. It's not going to teach you as much as 1 hour of making mistakes is, honestly. Everest is asking, what is the name of this app, please? So I'm currently using Restream.io to go live. I've put a link to Restream with my affiliate code in the description below. If you want to give it a chance, give it a free trial, then definitely go and try it out. I find it really easy to use. All right. And everybody go and follow Devika and Cheryl. They are in the chat. You can click directly from the chat and go and check out their channels. They're
Thank
creating
you.
some great, great content, and I'm sure they would love the support. All right. We have our first calendar date here. June 11th. It goes live with Violet Babes at 5 p.m. Nice. That is so cool and specific. Okay. Cheryl, when are you going live? What's your date?
Friday, April 29th at 9 a.m. Eastern.
9 a.m. Eastern. Awesome. Devika, do you have a date yet?
Right now, Saturday, April 30th, 11:30 Hong Kong time.
All right. Make sure it's in your calendar. And when you actually do go live and things happen and you're going to push through, get it done. And that is the only way that it's going to be, you're going to be able to do it again. Because somebody said in the chat earlier that I tried it and then it didn't work. And so I gave up on it. And really, that was me as well. And that's the worst thing you can do. Like the number one thing that I've learned with like video production and all of this getting out of your comfort zone thing is learn to rest, not quit. The minute you are like, okay, I'll take a break, but I'll get back, I'll try again, I'll do something new, that's the real journey. um okay, awesome. Big thank you so much. Thank you for being here, Everest. Thank you for the support, everybody. Oh, okay. Because I was like, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's Grandma Joe. Okay, awesome. Sure told me that at the beginning of this chat, so I had more. It was easier to pronounce your name, but thank you for telling me. And okay, guys. So if you're watching this on the replay, you can go ahead and comment below and let us know when you plan to go live. Katrina's saying 10th May. Way to commit, Katrine. Good. I had to find a subject though. Okay. Awesome. Okay, guys. See you hopefully on Friday. I will schedule a live stream, let you know what it's going to be about. And I will see you then. And there's also a recorded video coming up tomorrow. So lots of content in the works. So take care. Have a great rest of your week. And I will see you soon. Bye.